What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Creatively Driven Podcast. My name is Josh McKenzie. In this podcast, we talk about anything that motivates us or inspires us to do things creatively, be that through art, music, video. The world is your oyster when it comes to creative outlets, I feel. And today we're going to talk about chasing your dreams and just stepping out of your comfort zone and doing what you want to do. I think a lot of us start off with goals and aspirations, and if we choose to do something about them and stick to them, like with intention, I feel that things are kind of going to work out in your favor. Again, it depends on the time and effort that you truly want to put into it. It depends on how bad you want it. It almost has a similarity to the gym. I mean, consistency is key in the gym. The abs are made in the kitchen. I mean, determination and planning is going to be your best friend for sure when it comes to something like that. And what's kind of got me in this zone is, if you know me at all, I guess I don't really verbalize it a lot, but those near to me will see that I do kind of thrive off those motivational posts or sayings, quotes. There's little videos you'll see occasionally too that, I don't know, sometimes it just does it for me. It's nice to feel inspired and motivated by somebody that sometimes it just resonates with the moment that you're in, and it can be a guiding hand, right? It can kind of push you in the right direction and make you want to get up and fucking get shit done. And that's kind of where I'm at. I've recently, I guess beginning of the summer, I registered a business for my photography and video stuff. And I knew that wasn't going to be the thing that brought me fulfillment. I knew that was going to be what was going to help me work with more brands and companies. And to be quite honest, I never pursued it as much before I did this. But I knew that with the love that I have for this craft, that I had to stop fucking around. I had to stop beating around the bush, and I had to get out there and provide things for people that could use it. I feel I have value to what I bring. So I knew that it was time to put one foot in front of the other and take those steps. So that's what I've done. There's been a lot of entrepreneurs that I've kind of discovered in the past year or so. And again, these are like, kind of bigger name people, like say Alex Hormozy. Dude has done incredibly well for himself with his acquisition.com and the way that they've acquired gyms in the beginning and, basically just were about scaling their business and their companies. I'm not a business savvy person. I need to educate myself better in business. However, the premise of it is, sell somebody something that they need. And I mean, ideally, obviously you're going to have it. And if they need it, there's your lead to your sales. So there's been, straight up, I looked up a couple quotes because there are so many and we hear them all the time. And whether it sticks with us or not, my friend Jacob actually had said something in a podcast before, and it really stuck. And it was, perfect is the enemy of done. We can all strive for perfection, but how achievable is that? It depends. Depends on what you're doing, your experience in that, the time you have. Ultimately, the time you want to put into it is going to be what is going to yield the best rewards. So again, we all want to do our best. We don't start a business or a company or go to work if you're, super stoked to be at work. I mean, we should always be putting our best foot forward no matter what. But I feel that your effort is really going to show. And that was the other thing about starting a business, was that sure, you're working for customers, but you are still, it's your reputation on the line. It's not a company. It's you busting your ass to put out some good fucking work and be proud of that. And that's you. You can own that. And that's accountability. And that's one thing that I love. I love to hold myself accountable. And it would be nice if in the world there was more accountability. But I digress. So apologies on that. So I'm going to touch on a few quotes, and because they hit me, you know. Great things never come from comfort zones. If that isn't the damn truth. Comfort is a 9 to 5, you know, and straight up, we're all born into that system. No one shows us how to save in school. It's what we learned from our parents. I didn't listen that well to my parents when it came to saving. It is what it is, right? But obviously they're going to be giving their best advice. It's up to you what you're going to do with it. But comfort zone, same with like the jobs, right? We do something, we like it, that's great. If you're able to do something for yourself and help other people and you can escape that 9 to 5, you're going to work harder in your own company than you will for somebody else. However, you are building the future for that company. You are building the future for yourself, for your loved ones, you know, your family, your friends. Excuse me. And that's something that you should be proud of, because again, you're not fulfilling someone else's dreams. You're not making somebody else money while you're sacrificing your life. You're building your own legacy. Stop waiting for the right time. It's already here. There's never going to be a perfect time. You've literally got to do it. You have to take the jump. You have to at least be set up. You have to at least be comfortable. And again, this is like myself. I'm still doing this on the side of my working. I work away. I work half time on, half time off. So I'm at least in the zone where I'm able to do my own thing without sacrificing my quality from work. So yeah, having said that, there's never going to be a perfect time. You just have to figure out when is a good enough time, when you think you can take that first step, make some sacrifices, because there's always going to have to be a sacrifice. I feel that if you're not having to sacrifice, you should have had it done a while ago. You know what I mean? Like there's always going to have to be some sort of sacrifice. And I think that is one of the imperative things that we all have to realize is that we just have to pick our battles, see what we can get rid of or do without, and move forward. Doubts kill more dreams than failure ever will. That has been something I felt like I've lived it for a long time, just with different things. Say learning stuff with photography or video, or doing something and it didn't turn out the way that I want. And, you know, you kind of, it's like, oh shit. Well, then you kind of make excuses like, oh, I don't really have time to do that again. Or, you know, sometimes you may not actually, but generally if you don't see success up front, I think it's easy for a lot of people to kind of shy away, to kind of back up a little bit, take a step back, instead of being like, you know what? Okay, I got this. You learn more from a failure than you will from a success, because they will resonate with you and it will stick with you. It may not be like a haunting thing, but it's going to be something that you won't forget. And it'll always be, when you get to that point where it happened before, that's where you're going to understand, okay, this is what happened before. I'm going to go a different path. It's like deja vu, right? You see the same situation. I know I can do something differently because the other way this happened that way. So, fear is temporary, regret is forever. Again, it's funny because we say life is short. Life isn't that short, but it goes by so fast. And I feel as I'm getting older, I don't know if it's just parenthood, but I feel that as I've gotten older, time is going by faster. And it's never, of course, the time that you want to go slow that's going slow, or the time that you want to go fast is going fast. It's always a time that you want to enjoy. It's going by fast, but that's a good thing because you are enjoying that moment. when you're waiting for something, a watch kettle never boils, right? It's going to take time, and you have to make the best of that time. So at the end of the day, if you have something that you feel you should be doing, you need to try and find some ways to make that happen. For me, recently, I have started kind of partnering with a chamber of commerce in my area, and I approached them, and I started doing a video with them, and I had a marketing meeting with them the other day. And when you end up in a room with the same people with you and you're on the same wavelength, fuck man, it's rewarding because you bounce ideas off of each other and you feed off of it. And it honestly felt great. It was one of those things where it's like, why didn't I do this earlier? And at the end of the day, it's really just hindering yourself in the end. So if you don't get on it as soon as the idea is there and you find a way for that idea to come to fruition, you're really just shortening the expectancy of what could already be in progress. So again, if you can find a way to make things happen, make it happen. Don't wish for it, work for it. I think that kind of is self-explanatory. We're going to have to make sacrifices, and a lot of business owners that sleep or going out with family and friends, right? Cutting out some of those things. I think that sometimes you do need to kind of, I don't want to say take a loss, but make a sacrifice on something that you may have been working on if it's a bit of a reset. If you're, pounding in the hours and you have little to no time for yourself, you're going to hit that burnout, and it's a good time to try and hit reset and get some of that time back, fill your cup before you can go and fill others' cup. Because if you don't have, I don't know if anybody's truly going to ever have a full cup, but I mean, if you need to have more than half a cup, if you don't have at least that, you're sacrificing the quality of your work and therefore what you can deliver. That's, again, these are just my opinions. I'm not this business empire or anything, but I mean, to me, it's all about the character of what you can bring and what you can deliver. And if you aren't your true self with the services that you're providing, you're selling yourself short, and therefore it kind of shows. I just saw this one, and I picked it because I thought that it stood out. Turn your can'ts into cans and dreams into plans. I've always been a bit of a dreamer, and I've always had big aspirations. And putting them into action is probably the most difficult thing sometimes, because you have to figure out if you have the means to do things. You have to do a bit of research, which has not been my strong suit for a long time. But you have to do some research to figure out what you're going to need to do it, and is it sustainable? Is this something that you're just going to be able to do at first, and you start to make a step and then you hit a wall and say, oh, okay, for this to keep happening, I need to have more of what I didn't have before. So researching is definitely going to be something that's going to help really put things into action, I feel. And if you've got dreams, man, chase them. Because again, you never know when is your last day, right? I could wake up tomorrow, and I mean, I would say that I think I've done pretty all right for myself and my family and my friends. And I don't know, there's always been something. I'm definitely not trying to toot my own horn here, but I've always felt like I've kind of been born to do something, and I feel like it's maybe just working with people and helping them. You know what I mean? I do enjoy helping people. I've always been a empathetic, passionate, and caring person, and genuine. And I'm pretty sure anybody that knows me, if you know me and you know my personality, I want you to leave a comment on that. I want you to leave a comment on how we met, what you thought of me, and what you think is my best characteristic. And maybe my worst. You know what? Say what you want to say. But I just felt like I've I once said that I think I'm here to put a smile on everybody's face. I like to joke around, I like to have fun because, again, life is short and there is so many things that we can choose to dwell on that aren't positive. So, me being me, I'm choosing to put out a positive message. I'm doing this podcast for me, and you guys are putting time into listening to it, and I am forever grateful for that. I thank you very much. There's no other reason why I'm doing this, quite honestly, but I do feel, again, that maybe I can help somebody, maybe I can be there to help people do something that they've been curious about, or they've had something in their head, but they just can't put their finger on it. If there's any way I could ever help somebody to do that and to realize something, I think that is a good day. So with that ramble, I'm going to leave things at that for this episode. I do thank you guys for tuning in and for listening to my shenanigans. Feel free to subscribe for Creative Fire. I think that every day can be a good day, and we just have to put our best foot forward and don't live with regret. If you want to do something, take the steps to make it happen. Find those like-minded people that are going to help you foster that relationship and bring it to fruition. Because, people come, people go, but what we leave behind us, that's something that really will stay on the test of time. So anyways, feel free to follow along, subscribe on whichever social media platform you follow me on Spotify or YouTube, on Instagram. And I hope you guys have a great night, and I will see you in the next one. See ya.